So we have now been moved. We are out in the customs authority vehicle.
Yes.
And we have here Kristjan. We'll come here, come inside together right when they're finished. And this is how the work in the car takes place. And when coming to work or starting an assignment, the officer logs in to their work device, which looks like an iPad. Yeah, it is an iPad. It's a device.
It is an iPad. We do have our police and border guard. They use the same devices at Panasonic. It's actually quite popular. And we do have a program in here, just operative work. We called it Apollo. So Apollo basically takes data from highway transportation data, also insurance, involved persons, and all things like that. So I will try to log in, and then we will see what kind of data it shows today. Yes.
And you can hear us well, right?
Okay. Now I logged in. So we will do just a background search. I will do the same car as I use it right now. It is a Skoda Kodiaq. So basically, I have opportunity to find involved persons who is involved with this car, insurance, border information, road taxes. So let's see. Yes. I can't turn it, but yes, but
you don't have to.
But basically, these are the tasks. What I see, there's no road taxes. It is just simple car. It is not a vehicle, and the ECMR is basically it will be here another block. We can see the basic data. I mean, for us, for our customs, it's important what the company declared, what are the goods that there are inside of truck. I mean, is there, for example, chemicals? If there are chemicals, there is a risk of illegal fuel they might do as a contraband. So, or firewood, there is illegal. It might be illegal cigarettes and so on and so on. So basically, this kind of ECMR data gives us opportunity to do fast risk analysis, and we will, we are more efficient on highways, and we are stopping those vehicles, those trucks who needs the control. Okay.
So instead of anything else, we are planning the whole structure of CMRs and EFTI to be integrated into the dashboards. And this is what is both the expectation, and the dashboard can then have different options of using the data, either clicking, either viewing the full view, either going one document or one data set after another. But this will be the device, and this will be the Workday tool for the competent authority officers. And this is and we come now inside to meet you all.
Okay, hello, my name is Kristjan Haugas. I'm from Estonian Tax and Customs Board. I'm a head of unit, the Northern Mobile Control Unit Group. So we do our job on highways. Three main tasks we have: illegal fuel, cigarettes, alcohol. So every day we do stop the trucks. We ask from drivers documents. Would you have some documents? Of course, yes, we have. But I believe that we will be more efficient if we already know that, for example, as I already told, that chemicals are moving somewhere in southern Estonia to northern Estonia. We do know the truck number, and all what we need, we just find out this truck and take customs control. It's much easier to stop all the vehicles and ask the papers what kind of goods do you have on your vehicle. Maybe you have some questions for me. Okay.
And I'm next to the microphone. Fantastic. Thank you very much. So the question is, how important is that, or is that any kind of a problem for you when it comes to managing actually the access to the data with two use cases? First one, the one presenting the data doesn't have access to its own network. Mm-hmm. Second, you do not have access to a GSM or whatever network. Mm-hmm. So how does it work? What's the daily problem, the daily challenge you're having with that? I know it's a hard one.
It is a hard one. I mean, basically, if I have some kind of problems with data, I mean, this is just a device. I think there should be also a possibility to phone to how to say häirekeskus, ütle mulle kiiresti. Emergency, not emergency, but juhtimiskeskus, alarm center, who is control center. I mean, police, they have the control center. We do tax and customs board. We have our control center. I think it should be duplicated by if my systems doesn't work on highways, something have happened, I do need a backup to make maybe a phone call, and maybe a person in the office can make this
the
data.
And computer
Yep.
So
yep.
What about if you, back to the mic, thank you very much. What about if you have a backup system which will be actually something like you preloaded the information mm-hmm. on what is going to happen that should be somewhere nearby where you are, actually, from a regional standpoint or from a temporary standpoint. What I'm saying is that here are the things that should be nearby in the next 48 hours, mm-hmm. okay? And you have that data available, and you can control that data. Mm-hmm. And if you do not have access to the live network, mm-hmm. you still have that level of information available for you for the control, even though it's not fully up-to-date information, because you do not have the link to mm-hmm. the back-end system. Would that be valuable, or don't you care?
Well, I would. So the question was if I don't have valuable this data on highways. So this was the question.
The question is more like, okay, you do not have the link to the real live data
mm-hmm. okay.
at what was updated the last second. But you do have actually information which comes from at least the last hour, because you had a chance to download that information. Does it still has value for you? Or is that completely no value because this is not the up-to-date data?
No, this is still have a value. I mean, even if the data is not few seconds ago data, it is still a value. I mean, the history is also showing something, and it is also alert for us. And even if we do not have online data, we can still, by history, we can make a decision, and it's also good and important.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes?
Does it work?
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, congratulations with your very nice demonstration. I have a question which comes a little bit also from the customs in Luxembourg.
Okay.
Right now, if you stop a truck
Yes.
out of your customs mandate, you can see all the information which is on the CMR. In principle, on the paper CMR. So everything what is on there, you will see.
Yes.
With the EFTI regulation, you will only receive the subsets of information that the driver considers to be mandatory at the moment of a control. Do you think in the future that you and your colleagues, you also will continue to request the paper document or the, not the paper, the CMR document, which is there not from the perspective of EFTI, but which is there because of the ECMR convention, which links the parties together. So do you think you still want to see in the future the CMR document like it looks like today? Or do you say, no, if we have the EFTI data set, the data, that's sufficient for you? What is your opinion about that? Will you insist to see the document how it looks like today?
No. Actually, when we have stopped the car, what I meant to say, what I want to say is that if we are going to stop a car, there should be some kind of reason. So we hope that the systems will, in the future, will make the decision, or it helps us to make a decision why we stop this precise vehicle. And the CMR, it will be good, but yes, if we do have some kind of suspicious, we will do the custom check. Even if the driver says that, oh, I have empty vehicle, maybe some carton boxes, I don't know, I haven't, when the truck were loaded, he hasn't been there. We are going to check our customs control anyway. It doesn't matter what he say.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, we heard that in some countries, some customs officers handwrite some information on physical, on paper CMRs, so that the future controller would have this information. Of course, only if they see something illegal, like if there is nothing. So one question is, like, when you handwrite something, of course on an ECMR it's a lot more complicated to handle. So is this something? Is it a common practice, or is it something very unusual, or how do you see this?
We basically, if there is a seal, I mean the truck cargo room is sealed, and we remove the seal to make the customs check control. So in Handley we're doing our new customs seal, and we do our Handley parandus correction, that we put another seal, a new one, and so yes, so we do use this system that sometimes we are doing this by hand on CMR, some marks and maybe some official changes. And because later on, if a guy from, for example, from Belarus, driving road through Estonia to Finland or to Sweden, on his truck is sealed cargo. We will remove the seal, we will open the doors. It is a logical movement that we will put new seal on the cargo room, and we also give them a paper included that we have done customs control. Okay. Okay, yes.
On? Okay. Could you explain a bit how the introduction of this system has positively improved your work in comparison to the way you've worked before? Please?
Yes. So basically, that kind of system using tax and customs board, also police and border guards, they are using this kind of system. Police and border guard, they see we don't have a right to see as a traffic information. I mean, if he had driven a drunken driving and so on, we do not see that kind of information. Also, license. Does this guy has a license? What kind of categories and so on and so on. But this kind of systems gives us how to say live data on highways. We don't have to call anywhere. We do not need that some of our team members sits on the office behind the computer. We can do right away. On the field, we can do our research job. So yes, this kind of system has helped us a lot. Yes.
I would have tons of questions.
Okay.
The first one that comes to my mind is that my understanding, and maybe I'm wrong, is that in reality we're talking here about one document for the transport of goods.
Yes.
And when you actually control the different vehicles, you often are looking for different kind of sources or different kind of documents. I mean, multiple ones. So here we're just solving one case, and would the extension of this approach to other kind of documents like OECD export licenses and those kind of things bring value for your control, either from a point of view in terms of we control multiple documents at once, or from the, or we wouldn't have checked that vehicle, but now that we know there is XYZ happening with this vehicle, which is not related to the ACMR, for example, then we will actually control this vehicle, because that brings value to, that brings us another reason to actually pay attention to this vehicle. So generalization of this approach would make sense for you?
Yes.
For any kind of document?
Yes, it makes sense. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kristjan.
Thank you.
So, thank you, Kristjan. I guess we ran out of questions, or actually.
I could spend the rest
Yes. Maybe you could come to dinner with us so we can bombard you with the questions. But a big round of applause to Kristjan.
Thank you.